opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of the station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.
Instead of grabbing the headlock right away, just do something different. Just to surprise me. Take his leg, do something. That's fine. I would do that if you're gonna. Yeah, and be careful, guys. Sometimes do it with baggy t-shirts. I know it looks weird, but sometimes tougher because you get and you get a big stretch. So if you're gonna take the leg out like that, it's just really easy. Just when you come in. Just step in here like this. Instead of trying to do the double leg. Just one step. Yeah, you're like this. Just step in with the left leg. It's here. Yeah, just like this. I'll show you. So when you come in here, just put this hand almost kind of like a seatbelt. Yeah. Around his waist. And then just grab it at the heel and just pull it. I'll show you something else through here. Yeah, might be a little complicated. Come underneath here. then remember when if you're gonna reverse or switch with the tricep. Or no, no, you're fine. You're fine. I was talking about the switch. You know what you can do? Reverse on him with this roll, and then just step over his head here like this. Jump over. Yeah, and then twist his arm. And then get him to bend over a little bit. Just push his head in. Just make it easier. I wouldn't really you know what I mean? Just step. See?
I was listening.
Actually, you know what? For a move like this might be better for you. But if you do it, just grab him here with the left hand. Grab him? Yeah. Push his head left hand. Now, just come to the side here. And then what you do is you just step this leg around. Forward. Yes, that's right. Now I'm going to turn around. And then I'm going to push. Yeah, we got to interlock those two over there.
Colorado, Colt Cabana is coming to Primos Wrestling.
Primos? Sounds like a pizza place. Does Domino's have a wrestling federation? They should. Oh no.
What's wrong?
Is this lucha wrestling? Primo's definitely Spanish, right?
Maybe it's Italian?
Will this be on Italian television? It's me! You're a family here at the Primos Wrestling.
First of all, that's the slogan for Olive Garden. Second of all, we can't use any of this. They're going to be offended by this.
Why call yourself Primos if you don't want me to talk Italian?
Have you ever been to Denver, Colorado, Colt?
When I was on vacation as a little kid, my father took me to Denver, Colorado.
It's a very touching story.
You just ruined that story, Marty. You just ruined it. Sorry. It's a technique I use that I have perfected to bring them in. They're engaged.
That's not the microphone.
I've been to Colorado, and I've beaten the best. My father took me there as a young child, and he said, in order to win wrestling, you need to cover the man.
I got chills. Mr. Cabana, that was amazing.
I literally just won wrestling promos.
That was so awesome.
I think it's a keeper.
Next. Yeah, the next person. Next. Yes, come.
Hello and welcome to the Mental Health Hotline. If you are obsessive compulsive, press 1 repeatedly. If you are codependent, ask someone to press 2 for you. If you have multiple personalities, press 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you are paranoid, we know what you are and what you want. Stay on the line and we'll trace your call. If you're delusional, press 7 and your call will be transferred to the mothership. If you are schizophrenic, listen carefully and a small voice will tell you which number to press. If you are depressive, it doesn't matter which number you press, no one will answer you. If you are dyslexic, press 69696969. If you have a nervous disorder, please fidget with the hash key until the beep. After the beep, please wait for the beep. If you have a short-term memory loss, please try your call again later. And if you have low self-esteem, hang up. All our operators are too busy to talk to you.
What is the 7 steps?
Like the shine. Was it 7 steps, right? Yeah.
I think it's all pretty relative. I think that what you're saying. That someone says that it's a load of crap. I don't really think so. I think that it can be altered. It's just really depending on the story of the match. And I mean, really, every match is, start, shine. It's going to be deep somewhere. And if it's, say for instance, if it's just an enhancement match or something, let's just say I'm working here. Maybe if I'm a heel, I give you a little bit at the beginning, boom, boom, boom. Then I cut you off. Then maybe you have one little, not a comeback, but something where looks like you're going to come back. I shut you down, finish 1, 2, 3, or if it's just a little bit of shine, stop you, bing, 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 bam, 1, 2, 3, that's it. So I mean, typically speaking, there is always going to be a shine, there is always going to be there's going to be a finish. Depending on how many false finishes and where it is in the card. I think that for a first match, typically speaking, it's just a shine, come back, it's just straight go home. And that's just to kind of build up the crowd. And that's not to say that, you could have a couple junior heavyweights in there that really get the show kicked off to a really good start with a bunch of false finishes and stuff. Not so much where it's like, overshadows the main event or anything like that. But, hopefully the main event is good too. I think that one of the most important things of a match is the finish. And, it's one of those deals where everybody always goes, oh, it was a great match, but that finish sucked. And the finish, whatever it is that sucked about it or that was botched, they always think about that instead of all the good stuff in the match. So that's one of the most important things in a match is the finish. So yeah, that answers your question. It's a case by case thing, but generally speaking, there is always going to be shine, heat, come back. However many false finishes are at the end of what the story is.
Any advice for methods or advice as far as working the mind as far as wrestling? It seems to be my biggest problem is being able to stop the finish in the middle of the match. That's my biggest problem. Maybe better cardio, but yeah, I'm trying to look for maybe a way to work my mind as far as
I think that
think after being tired and working the whole match and trying to remember spots.
Yeah, I think that I think that all kind of comes with just experience. And one thing I can tell you guys is that you have to be sort of comfortable in your own skin. And a good way to do that is if you I don't know how much camcorders cost these days, but if you have one at the school and you do a 6-minute match and you watch yourself afterwards. And there could be subtle little things that you do that annoy you, and you never know because you never watch yourself on tape to do it. Or you can see that you're making the same mistake over and over again, but you're not thinking about it. You watch it and go, oh, okay. So getting back to your question about that, it's just it's taking your time in the match too. Like I said, sometimes people, will say, oh, they're not in good cardio shape. Then that could be true. Or it's also that they're just rushing and they're just boom, 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 boom. And it's hard to go at a pace where you're trying to go 100 miles an hour. And that's the point of doing a spot like I'm showing you. Hold the hold for a few seconds, let the fans kind of digest, and then let you catch your breath too. Because sometimes you get blown up in there, and then all of a sudden it starts getting sloppy, or you want to keep going, but you got to do all these spots, and then it just kind of starts to fumble around. One other piece of advice I can give you guys is that if you fuck up a spot in a match or something like that, just and it happens. Unless it's a really important spot or it's for the finish, just abandon it. You know what I mean? Because chances are you go oh shoot, you go to do it again, and then it gets screwed up again, and the fans will
You need to have that talk with Teddy.
Yeah, if you screw up a spot or something like that, just abandon it, go on to something else right away. Move on to something else. And let the fans forget about it, because that's the worst thing. Is you screw it up, and then all of a sudden, okay, we're going to try it again, and the guy thinks that you're going to go this time or something. One thing that you can do that Tokyo Joe always taught me was that, you know, you can start off matches at different paces. Like, say for instance, you circle around, tie up. Sometimes as soon as the bell rings, you know, you can go right away, tie up, you know, push off. Because, you know, like in an actual fight, sometimes MMA fight, as soon as the bell rings, you come in, boom, 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 you know what I mean? So sometimes, you know, as soon as the bell rings, you don't always have to circle around. It could be bell rings, and then tie up, maybe push off, or tie up, headlock, take over, head scissors, kick out, okay. Then you can kind of take your time with it. Or, you know, sometimes you can surprise it, you know, if you got a hot baby face, a hot heel in there. As soon as the bell rings, baby face charges, maybe they got a little storyline. Drop kicks, and then he goes up again, he just powders out. That's just the start of the match, you know, just something that's different because the fans are generally speaking going to always see the same bell rings, then that's just the way it is. But, you know, think about different ways to start.
Specifically, what's your opinion on guys coming out and watching the card when they're starting off on the card, coming out and watching, and is it important if you're higher up on the card to watch the rest of the card?
I think that I like to watch the matches before me just to see what they're doing, and then, you know, say for instance if they're doing something that you guys are planning on doing, you know, the fans have already seen it once, and I mean, unless, you know, you might be able to do it better, and that's fine. You can do it that, you know, do that too. But I like to watch the card, see what everyone else is doing, and sometimes I'll change my mind about how I want the match to go, because it's just based on what people are doing in the ring before you, or also just the crowd, you know. It could be a little kids crowd, you know, oh shit, we don't need all these false finishes and stuff tonight. Just entertain the kids, do a little simple match, you know, strong heel, baby face, blah blah blah, go home. But yeah, I would say watch the matches before you is a good idea. I like to, and I mean, on the indies it's different, but I mean, I like to watch from the curtain or somewhere like that. You know, especially if you're a big star and you're just kind of standing around watching. Or I mean, I'll watch sometimes like the crowd, the show will start, and I'll be selling, you know, autographs, and I'll just watch the first couple matches on the table. But I try to stay hidden, I guess is what I'm saying, not to, you know, be standing right on the rampway watching, like as if you're gonna jump out the ring or something. Just the fans, their attention goes to that instead of. Another thing I can tell you guys if you want is always have a couple things in your back pocket that you can do kind of with everybody, like 2 or 3 things. Like say if you're working with a less experienced guy, you can say that you know, you can. You're a baby face and he's a heel, you can say, oh, well, I can just shoot me into the ring post, but don't throw me in too hard, but I can take a good post to the shoulder of the post, or maybe shoot you in the corner, I'll charge, you put up a boot, and I can take a, Scott Steiner can actually do that real good with a guy who puts up a boot and snaps his head back and takes the big poke in the corner. And you can do that with anybody, or like my Uncle Brett used to do a lot, because you know, he's got a little bit of steam on a big guy, and he goes to shoot him in the corner, and he reverses the, you know, with the forward turnbuckle. And he does it. You can do that with anybody. And when he hit that forward turnbuckle, he hit it hard. And that's just, you know, stuff that you can have in the back of your pocket that you can, okay, shoot this guy's a ring, you know, a little bit, you know, less experienced than me, and you know, the tire broke down on the way here. We're up in 10 minutes. Okay, just do this. So that's a good piece of advice.
All right, so in wrestling, I think everybody can agree. We all want to come up with things that are different. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I'll admit, things that we learned today, the new chaining moves, are pretty tight.
Yeah.
But in training, like 95% of the time, you come up with something that won't work. So my question is, how can we go about being more innovative?
Yeah, I think that it's just, you know, we're just watching tapes of guys. You know, try to do, you know, if I was out here more often, I could do seminars with you guys and show you guys stuff. You know, one thing that I think is that kind of what's old is new, and sometimes you can watch old stuff, older wrestling, and you watch, like I was showing you the thing with the guys on the ground with the hammerlock rigging steamboats that have in the back. You know, you just never see stuff like that. I mean, not that nobody does it anymore, but not many people do it. So I think what's old is new. Watch a lot of tapes, older stuff, and you can pick up stuff that you see, practice it. And like I said, you know, find stuff that works good for you. And I mean, when you watch yourself on tape afterwards, you can be a pretty honest critic and go, okay, well, maybe I'm not going to do that, but I just don't. And always make sure, I wish I would have gotten into some strike stuff with you guys today, like uppercuts and stuff. That's it. But always, whatever you do, make all your shots and stuff like that solid. They don't have to be stiff. They can be a little snug in the right place. But just one shitty punch or one punch that misses and the guy sells, the fans always remember stupid stuff like that. That's the way it is. So always, whatever you do, even if you do one good uppercut, it's better than doing 5 that are rushed, or you know. And if you don't do it good, just either you practice it, try it, and it's good, or you practice it and try it, it just doesn't work for you. That's the way it is. So, yeah. Any other questions? I didn't hope that answers your question. And yeah, you know, like if you guys train here a lot, just do stuff where, you know, like 5 minutes kind of, or like maybe I guess how should I say is that, you know, sometimes switch the variables of a match. Like say for instance, you can do, okay, well we did wrestling practice here today, so we'll have a tag team match. We'll try to go 20 minutes, just do wrestling, blah blah blah. Then maybe do a singles match, but only have, let's say if it's WWE, it's only a 5-minute TV match, so you have to fit up not all of your stuff in 5 minutes, but you have to change the way the pace of the match is going 5 minutes as opposed to a 20-minute tag. When you guys get in good shape and you're doing good stuff, you know, you can try it for the hell of it, try it, you know, a 30-minute match with each other. Yeah, back in FCW we did a couple Iron Man matches. It was really hot out, and then we sweat all over that ring. But it was fun. You know, it's a good experience because you gotta, within that hour, and you just gotta call out the ring because you gotta think about where you're gonna have to space all your moves because it's an entire hour, right? So, actually, one time, Tokyo Joe in Calgary, he made me and TJ wrestle for 2.5 hours straight. No breaks. And he was yelling at us the whole time. Yeah. And he just kept going. He just kept saying, keep going, keep going, keep going. And, I had a nice long nap after that. Wow. 2.5 hours straight. Any other questions there, guys?
What are some good in-ring cardio drills or exercises that you can get yourself better?
Yeah,
cardio in the ring.
Well, if you guys, I mean, it's all kind of a.
Or should you just go out and wrestle?
Yeah, I mean, go wrestle. I mean, it's like one of, you know, I mean, if you smoke cigarettes, you're obviously going to have poorer cardio. So, and if you do smoke, you have to do more cardio in the ring to compensate for that. You know, one thing you can do is just get a timer, and like I was doing today with the crisscrossing, try to crisscross for 3 minutes straight. That's a good one. Like I said, do back-to-back where you can do the jump squats like that, or do, say, just a 100 straight before practice, and then, you know, do rope running for 3 minutes. And then, yeah, I mean, I can show you a lot of different squats and stuff like that. You can do the deck of cards drill, that's pretty good, the Hindu push-ups, Hindu squats. It's on Google. Carl Gotch used to do it all the time. And you just need a deck of cards. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. That and, you know, you can do different stuff like for wrestling wise, you know, different kind of like blow up drills. or do one where you do snapmare the guy 12 times in a row, then you switch, snapmare him 12 times in a row, 2 other guys go, boom. That helps you also with your bumping and getting up quicker. I think that everything in wrestling should be smooth, not so sticky. So that stuff like that helps you get fluent, especially with some of the chain wrestling I was showing you, just little things to make it easier and put your body into a position where you can do things more fluently. You say there. And then, any other questions? Feel free to ask.
When you show up in an event, meeting somebody you don't work with on a regular basis, and you get the ref a lot to remind spots or pass messages. Do you do that a lot yet yourself?
Yeah, you can use the referee.
Because if you haven't met him or worked with him before.
Yeah, you can use the referee as kind of the middleman to pass along spots. That's good. Also, something that you can try to do too is just when you watch yourself on tape and stuff like that, is try and be the best ventriloquist you can be. Hiding from talking. I mean, talk, but like I was saying with the headlock, talk, but so the fans can't see it. And that's the worst thing. Is like, you say drop kick, you shoot him off the hips, and the fan goes drop kick. Actually, I think there was a funny story. I think it was Dynamite Kid was working using somebody, I can't remember, and he shot him off the ropes and said drop kick, and then the fan went drop kick, and Dynamite held on to the ropes, and the guy went for a drop kick, and he held on. And then afterwards, he goes, man, why didn't you take my drop kick? He goes, well, he said it out loud. I heard fans say it back, so I said, no, hold on. I do that spot all the time. Just keep that in mind. Like I was telling you, Uncle Brett, he's really good at never being seen talking in the ring or stuff like that. So, that's just practice. You can practice in the mirror and stuff like that. Talk to them. And a lot of it is just when you get more experience in natural wrestling and being able to reverse. And then also, another thing you guys can do to change it up is just do a 5-minute match and say, here's the finish, and just go and do it. And then you don't always have to regular practice spots or for a match, but, because it gives you real life feel of what you actually know when you're out there and something goes wrong. You're panicking, so how to keep it thinking on the fly.
What would you say is a good number of signature moves everybody should have? Like just 2 or 3?
I think that
everybody that's kind of has something that's unique, that's different.
Yeah, I think that 3 moves is good. And I think that it's a case by case thing. For the big guy here, his move set's going to be different than his move set. You know what I mean? So it's all dependent. It's all kind of relevant.
I know some people will have 10 or 11 or 12.
Yeah. I mean, if you have if you can do 1,000 moves, it's great. Just as long as you can do them all good. If you can do 1,000 moves, but they're not going to look very good, I would stick to 2 or 3 that you can do well. Try to pace them out through the match. The fan, I like to throw a lot of suplexes and stuff like that. And that's just for the way how I was brought up and the way how my body's able to do suplex as well. That might be different for him. He might not be able to do suplexes good, but other stuff, high flying is better. So it's all dependent case by case. Any other questions? All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully, you can come away with a few things for today. Obviously, it's one of those deals that the human brain can't absorb absolutely everything. But luckily, we have it on tape, so that's good. And come away with a few things that you can do. And you guys were all pretty good. All good. Listened well. So hopefully, I can come back and do it again.